presence in the Capitol is very important in engaging with elected officials, in person, meeting with them. That's why we have an office 2 blocks from the Capitol, so we can have that in-person presence. And so, to the extent that you're able to meet with them face-to-face, it's good. Certainly every morning, I'm leaving in a few minutes, because every morning, typically Tuesday through Thursday, sometimes Friday, they will start at 10 o'clock in the morning outside the House chamber. It's a little bit harder sometimes to access members on the Senate side, but on the House side, you'll have members that go on the floor around 10, and so before they go on, you can greet them and visit with them about issues that are of concern. And so some of the things that we see moving right now, or we see some activity on the religious freedom issue and family values issue. There's been a few hearings on marriage bills. There was one last week on 4105, which is by Cecil Bell, which relates to the state being able to enforce our marriage laws. And so you have a situation where you have a county clerk that is not following our marriage laws. The bill allows for the comptroller to be involved for the money that is part of the marriage license fee to go to the comptroller's office. And if the marriage law is valid and it's being followed, that money goes back to those county clerk's offices. If the clerks are using the money to issue marriage licenses that violate our marriage laws, then that money doesn't go back to them. So that's one way to have some checks and balances in the system. And so we don't know what the Supreme Court's going to do on the marriage issue, and we don't know that whatever they rule, that it will directly impact Texas. And so we want to have something in place to make sure we continue to enforce our marriage laws as we should be able to. And we've already seen some judges that have tried to, that have issued a same-sex marriage license and things of that nature. And the mayor of Houston is recognizing marriages in the same sex from their states. So we've seen elected officials that have wanted to violate the law. So 4105 allows those actions by government actors to not be recognized by a court either if they try to do that. So that was last week. And then in Juvenile Justice and Family Issues Committee tomorrow, there's a bill, House Bill 3864, which protects the conscience and religious freedom rights of child welfare providers. And so if you look at the bill, there's a whole list of different groups that this would protect. And so from what I imagine, it's going to be a lot of faith-based groups, from what I'm hearing, that are concerned about different issues related to the type of biblical beliefs that they have when they engage in foster care and adoptions and things of that nature. And so they don't want the government trying to impose their will on their biblical beliefs on how they conduct their services. And so that's House Bill 3864. We haven't seen anything really come up or move on the religious freedom issue. I did see something come up actually yesterday, and that a bill that was filed late, that's Senate Bill, I believe, 2084, and it deals with the pastor subpoena issue that we saw in Houston. We're still in dialogue about trying to figure out the details of this, because the bill was filed yesterday, which is unusual to see a bill filed after the bill filing deadline, but the rules allow for the members to get permission to do that. So that's going to be interesting to see, but we haven't seen any hearings on any religious freedom issues yet. And so there's one tomorrow, you could argue, and then also Thursday. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on those issues and if there's some movement on that, because there's been a lot of concern. So there's also a bill that's tomorrow, House Bill 2801, and it deals with the right of protection of bathrooms for not having people that want to go into a bathroom of a different sex, and maybe they dress up or they're transsexual, whatever they might do to try to gain entrance to a bathroom that doesn't comply with their gender. And it deals with that issue. That's in, I believe, in State Affairs. So that's another bill that we're watching and may participate in.
What was the Senate bill that introduced?
The bill number, I believe, was House Bill 2084.
Senate bill.
Senate bill, excuse me. Senate Bill 2084. David, will you check that number for me?
Yeah.
But I believe that's right. Like I said, it just got filed late yesterday. So we'll see what happens with that. But there's certainly been a lot of interest and concern about the issue of religious freedom, and there really hasn't been any activity in the legislature other than people on the left attacking the bills and trying to mischaracterize it and things of that nature. So I think you'll probably see some activity coming up here soon on those issues. Questions? And I have to scoot, but some of my staff will be here if you need help. So Thanks, Michael, appreciate it.